How many times has Doctor Doom killed the Avengers? Yes, the Fantastic Four is cast, Kang's role has been reduced at least, and Secret Wars is coming. We know that Victor Von Doom comes soon after. And if Marvel does anything right from here on out, they have to hit the head on Doom. And you know what we like to do on this channel, and if you don't, we love feeding the casting ideas to try and find the best actors and actresses to play certain characters. Per recent rumors, many people believe that the role will go to Daniel Craig or Cillian Murphy, but per recent castings, it's highly likely that Marvel could look for a lesser known actor with actual Eastern European roots. A lot of die-hard fans also call for Doom to be played by an actor with Romanian or at least Eastern European roots, which I don't know if you guys know, but there are a lot of Eastern European countries, and I went through all of them just to find who could pull off the villain we all love. Romania, Latvia, Bosnia, Armenia, Russia, Kazakhstan, Poland. Not just actors who had roots in these countries, but also actors from these countries who have been in mainly films for Eastern European audiences. It's important that the story of Victor is conveyed as well as the power of Doctor Doom. The story of Victor is why he seeks such power in the first place. Victor was born into a Romani family under a regime that viciously imprisoned and killed his people. Victor's mother was killed when he was an infant, and his father sacrificed his life to save young Victor from Latvian soldiers. Heartbroken and angry, Victor soon learned that his late mother was a powerful sorceress, discovering mystical artifacts among her belongings. Motivated and moved by this discovery, Victor became obsessed with mastering both science and sorcery so that he could one day be powerful enough to avenge his parents' deaths. As Victor grew into a young man, he became a Robin Hood type hero, using his wits to rob and humiliate the Latvian higher class and share their riches with the people of the streets. Eventually, he got the chance to further his studies at New York's Empire State University, where he immediately formed a rivalry with Reed Richards. But as explained in his debut issue, Victor left America in disgrace after his failed experiment, which later stories would establish was an attempt to rescue his mother's soul from the clutches of the demon, the devil, the king of hell, Mephisto. So, Marvel, if you want to do Victor exactly right, you should know there's only one actor who can play Victor Von Doom. We need an actor who can pull off both charming and pure evil. Not only those sentiments, but also someone who can match Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards in stature, intellect, and tech. Someone taller than Reed, I think. Someone who can show goodness, if not rooted in nationalism and pride, but also pain at the idea of loss. Loss that will drive the vigilante to eventually become the villain that no one wants to face. I researched a lot of actors, so I want to break them down into tiers. I will be leaving obvious ones out like Cillian Murphy and Daniel Craig. I still believe there is one really perfect casting for this role, but I want to present to you all the options. Because of his origin, I only have picked European actors, but mainly actors who are from Eastern Europe or have roots in those countries. To distinguish, I'll put a green hue on anyone from Eastern Europe or have Eastern European roots, and a purple one on anyone from outside of that, but still European. First off, here are some Eastern European actors who could have worked in some way, but due to age or popularity with another character or language barriers, they just were not in my picks. On the other side of that, here are some actors who I think could play Doom in some way, but are not European actors. Okay, now let's get into the tiers. I won't over-explain the actors in the bottom two tiers too much, but I'm still intrigued by some of the possibilities. In the third tier, I was really trying to convince myself that Adrien Brody was right for the role, especially after Asteroid City and Clean, the duality of his acting. Jim Caviezel was also interesting to think about for a minute. I really wanted Billy Magnussen to work. I know he can be seen as really cheerful, almost like a live-action Mirio from My Hero Academia, but I think his serious roles in films like The Survivor are a testament to why I wanted it to work. Plus, he was also a Bond villain, along with another actor on this list that I'll reveal later. I like Anthony Starr more for other roles, or he could have been higher. And the last actor in the third tier is Austrian actor Elias Mbarek. who I think could do a good job at capturing the emotion as well as the intellectual side of Victor. In the second tier, I have two picks I really like. I had Luke Evans, who has actually starred in a movie based in Romania before in Dracula Untold. And then second, I had someone who's been in talks for a new or reprising role in Marvel, the other Bond villain I talked about, Mads Mikkelsen, a fantastic antagonist, except for the one time he was with Marvel before. I don't have to say too much, we all know how that went, and I think most of us would love to see redemption, as it really wasn't his fault for how it went down. And recently, I found an archive video of him with another actor on this list, but more on that later. Now, in the first tier, I have three actors in which I'll present to you in three different ways. The first actor I want to recognize in the first tier is Nicolas Coster-Waldau. I'm sorry again if I butchered that. The best fan cast for Doom. This guy completely transforms into whatever character he is tasked with playing, and often gains a following for just how well he treats a character. He played Jaime in Game of Thrones, but also an insane role in the film Shot Caller, where his character's grief is often put on display in ways that are self-destructive long-term, but commanding in the moment that they are executed. He's Danish and 6'2", so taller than the 5'11" Mr. Fantastic, and can definitely play charming as well as cunning. And just look at this video that he was in with Mads Mikkelsen in 1999. I know I use the title only one actor can play these characters, but that's just because I think it's fun to make these and find the perfect actors based on descriptions we're given from comics. And with that, Marvel, the only actor who can play Victor Von Doom, the best actor with Eastern European roots for the Doom role, is Alec Secarenu. Known mostly for his role in God's Own Country, which won many awards and has been praised for its storytelling for a community that had little on-screen representation at the time in 2017. Alec is a 39-year-old Romanian actor who seems to care passionately towards the characters that he puts on the screen. As with his role in God's Own Country, he worked on a farm for weeks before filming even took place. He recently starred in an HBO series where he plays a spy, a double agent in the Romanian dictatorship, but I like to point to the role he plays in the film The Bike Thief. It's in this role where I think he shows that he can balance showing a love that could ultimately cause pain to those who get in the way of how he chooses to protect or avenge. He plays a haunted ex-military vet in a horror called Amulet, which is such a slow burn but a good indication of his versatility throughout. He's charming in real life, he has the look to play someone competitive in intellectual battles, and plays emotionally pained characters well when they are written well. So the only actor who can play Victor Von Doom, Alec Secarenu. But wait, I said there were three actors in the first tier. So who did I forget? Nobody. I just left the actual best for last. The Danish actor and musician, the best actor to play Dr. Doom, Klaas Bang. Klaas Bang is the perfect actor to play Victor Von Doom. Now, he is a little older than Pedro Pascal at 56. He's actually the same age as Josh Brolin right now. I mean, I guess he's always the same age as Josh Brolin. I don't know why I said right now. But he's fluent in 5 languages, stands at 6'4", and he even has a 20-minute video dedicated to how impressive his voice is. He plays cunning and amusingly sophisticated in The Square. He plays deceptive and prude in the BBC and Netflix series Dracula. He plays controlling and cruel in Bad Sisters. He plays a king in the upcoming Stockholm Bloodbath. And though The Northman was a film helmed by Alexander Skarsgård, Klaas helped bring the reality of that universe to life with his prideful, deceitful, and eventually fatherly portrayal of Fjolnir, opposite Ethan Hawke and Skarsgård. He isn't Eastern European, but he is Danish and very multilingual. Plus, so many of the characters we've seen him play in little pieces all add up to the idea that he could play a cold but vigilant, courageous, and eventually deceptively evil Dr. Doom, who only trusts power, science, magic, and praise. Maybe he's a little older and maybe Marvel would rather go with the last actor who was actually Eastern European, but Klaas Bang is someone whom I think should definitely be in contention with Murphy and Craig. So, best actor to play Victor Von Doom, Klaas Bang. Now, I want to say that I'm just grateful to be able to make this video. If you have any topics that you think I should tackle, let me know. I really enjoy the comments and questions I get under these casting videos, so of course I'm gonna do more. And as always, keep creating and free water.